channel.
This is channel,
Yeah.
which is
6 inches.
the 6-inch, and they're like roof. So the rigid insulation goes on top of the purlin. Okay, and those are then now they've got these sag rods, which so we need to talk and make, because of course, like everything, I've made changes on our door sizes. Now, are you going to do which walls are you going to do first? Interior, exterior, both? Hello everybody, thanks for joining us today. Well, here we are again, and it's Monday, CA day, and I thought I would start from the outside on the sidewalk and from this side. Those are two things we rarely get to see, huh? Maybe I can try to zoom this out. And that's about it. This little overhang here is, let me turn around. Okay, that overhang is for, the upper level is an office space. And then the ground floor level, that will be a mechanical room. And in that mechanical room will have water filter, treatment, batteries for solar. I always forget something else. There's one other thing. Our electrical panels will be in there. And there is still one more thing. I can't remember what it is. Here's the front of the house. We're going to have a nice fence that goes around here, of course. We'll put some good design thoughts into our fence. Can you see the front of the house? Now we can zoom this out of my help. Right out of the house. We got some nice overhang to bring some shade in. I believe this direction is south. So, overhang again for shade. Probably if I was to do this again, I would probably make that overhang about double that, especially on the south side. And let's see, they got these are the forms for our round columns up on the roof deck. And we got our rebars in here. We're going to rebuild this wall because I have made so many changes over here. That when the light panel guy came out to do his demo, we had it laid out backwards. It actually does make a difference for clear wall space in the back where the laundry will be. So we're taking it out, and we're just going to do the whole thing in hollow blocks. So all the light panel now will be on the outside fence. And then this, in case you noticed, is a new hole. No excavation, a new trench. And that is because our structural engineer decided that it would be wise to put a wall that wasn't on the plans. The wall was, but it wasn't a bearing wall. And to make this a bearing wall to give some support to these beams or girders. So, spent the last couple days trenching that out, building more steel, and that's what we're gonna have. And we have just two. Good afternoon, Carmelo. Good afternoon, everybody.
Happy tonight to see you, sir.
Happy tonight to you too.
Happy to see you, sir.
Happy Monday.
I'm happy because I see you, sir.
Oh, you're happy because you see me. Yeah, I know. You see your cash advance. That's why you're happy to see me. Otherwise, you don't care too much about me. Is there just 3 columns here, Noe, or 2?
4.
4?
Yeah.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3,
3, 4. Got it. And we relocated a few of these columns, excuse me, these waste lines. We relocated them, and then we patched that hole under the advice of our structural engineer. And then these vertical lines, you see, we found a few cracks, very surface hairline cracks, and so we carved those out a little bit in shape of a V, right? And then we filled that with a special mixture that, again, that the engineer will recommend. He's been out here keeping a good eye on things. We appreciate that. Especially these cracks. I mean, I think it's probably over-engineered, well over-engineered, but I think when we have a significant, serious shaker here, you'll probably be appreciative of the over-engineering factor. Okay, so Noe, our hollow blocks will be delivered this evening, because I think he has to do it after truck time. Now, are you going to do which walls are you going to do first? Interior, exterior, both?
I think the interior first from the height from this area.
You're going to build that wall?
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to talk and because of course, like everything, I've made changes on our door sizes. So if you're going to build that wall, you need to know what size door we're going to be putting in.
Yeah.
Okay, so this won't take you very long to do, but after you've done that, where are you going next with your hollow blocks? Outside?
Outside, yeah. Outside.
Okay.
Because our dowel is really.
So I think we only have one exterior door that would be at the entryway. So clear what we want there.
The white of the door.
And the height.
Height.
Yeah, because I've enlarged the heights.
Yeah.
So, you do things in millimeters here. Do you know what is meant by a 2.8 door or a 3.0 door?
3.0?
Yeah. So a 3.0 door in America is a 3-foot wide door. That's the
3
width.
foot
Yeah.
wide.
Yep. So my exterior doors will all be 3.0.
So 3 foot wide
Yep.
or 90 cm, maybe 90.
Yeah, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up, and then they're a little bit taller than
7 feet.
Yeah, typically in America, I think 7 foot is what we want. Typically in America, they're 6'8".
So we have to.
But we'll make them a little bit taller than that. And I forgot what the height is, but I think I wrote it on your plan.
Yeah.
And then we got to make sure that your windows
Windows.
are all.
The height.
You got all the. Yep.
Yeah.
And you got the correct window sizes because
Yeah.
I've changed those too. So everything's a surprise around here. So I want to talk about that, and then I want to talk to you about the purlins and the rafters. Those should be delivered this week. Pocomart's gonna bring them. I'm gonna be off the job site here for a couple of weeks. That's kind of why we're making sure that everything's on the same page. But I can monitor everything.
Yeah.
We have a CCT camera here, so I know if everybody's what's going on, and I can look. So so Cocomart's going to bring this stuff this week.
Okay.
They're going to bring all this stuff.
Yeah, the
this
stock in this material, sir.
week. They don't have stock. They have to get it
Yeah,
delivered,
okay.
but they think it'll be this week, is what they say.
Yeah.
But I think you got enough to keep busy until then, anyway. So this is my curiosity here.
See?
Yeah. So these,
Channel.
this is channel,
Yeah.
which is
6 inches.
the 6-inch, and they're like roof, they're like channel, but they're also roof rafters, right?
Yeah. Roof rafter
Okay.
or top cord.
Okay. Where is that other detail? Here. So here's the 2x6, right?
Yeah.
And then this is the purlin.
Yeah.
It goes on top.
Yeah.
And then, so the purpose of this purlin is to attach our roofing to?
Yeah.
Okay. Not
And
quite.
we
You guys
use
call-
the insulation, sir, before we put
Yeah,
the roof.
yeah, we'll put insulation there.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of insulation are you thinking? We call it a rigid insulation, foam insulation.
That is 3 kinds of insulation, sir. The first is, I think it is 1/2 the thickness and
Yeah.
double sided.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's it made out of? Is it like foam,
Yeah.
styrofoam, or is it a soft cellulose material?
That is a foam, sir.
A foam. Okay,
Foam.
so we call that rigid insulation. That's
Yeah.
fine. We'll put that in there. Because these are 4 inches, so
4 inches, 4 inches.
yeah. So where does the insulation go?
At the top, before we put the roof.
On top of the purlin?
Yeah.
Okay. So the rigid insulation goes on top of the purlin. Okay, and those are then now they've got these sag rods, which I don't see that you have
Sag rods.
Yeah.
That is the name, sir.
This what?
Like this.
Yeah, these are the sag rods.
We can make it straight. I put a hole in the purlins, then put the sag rod directly.
Okay. and
Not
what-
like
what-
this, not like this, straight.
Okay, and what are you going to use for sag rods?
10 mm.
10 mm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the sag rods. These are the
Purlins.
Purlins.
Yeah.
and then these are the rafters. Okay,
Yeah.
these 3 in purple.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did something right. Okay. Now he's. I didn't realize this is what I would call a shed
Yeah.
type roof. So this is going to be the high side. Is that right?
No,
Or is this the
that
high
is
side?
lower. Oh, this is the higher.
Oh, that's perfect because so that's perfect. It's going to be
Yeah,
sloping like that.
Yeah.
And this is south, right?
South. South.
So perfect for our solar panels. That's how you'd want your solar. You don't want it like this for the solar panels. The south is where the sun is.
Okay. For the solar panels.
So
like that.
so if it's sloped like that, they
Yeah.
don't catch as much sun. If they're sloped like that, they would catch more
Cut all
sun.
the sun, yeah.
I think I've never done a solar panel, but in my simple brain, it seems like that works. So we got lucky there.
But that is the original in the plan, sir, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
somebody's either thinking or we got lucky. I mean, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
What is this? How much is this?
Maybe it is 40 cm.
40 cm?
Yeah.
That would be 4 times. That'd be 16 inches.
Yeah, 16 inches.
Okay.
We
Okay.
can make it higher, but
I don't
think
think
that
we
is
need
okay,
to.
sir.
That should be okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that is the limit.
I'm not sure. We're gonna have to talk about how we're gonna keep the typhoon wind.
Because
from-
we see that in the plan, we have solid side before we put the
Solid?
before we put the channel. We have this column side in this area. So
Yeah.
I put the stirrup in the
Oh,
column
okay, all
so
right.
that the channel will like that. And
Yeah,
we
okay.
have to pour that.
Okay. All right. So now the roof deck. That's all roof deck here, right?
Yeah.
And part of it is this. So
Yeah.
this column and this
Yeah,
column are the same.
okay.
Okay. All right.
But
Okay.
we make it smaller, we make it 300 because the columns is 400 from the second to the third.
Yeah.
We reduce it because that is only 300.
For the wall.
Yeah.
It fits in the wall. Now steel. This gets steel deck,
Yeah,
and then we're going to pour a slab for
Yeah.
us, 10 mil slab on it.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think from this spiral column, I have to put 1% slope from here to this area.
Okay. From here. Why
Yeah.
only from here? Why not the whole roof? What happens to the water? here?
Maybe I think from the wall because we have our room in this area, small rooms there. You see that in the
Oh.
from sa
Look,
arcade.
look, yeah.
That
Okay, so
so we can slope from here if okay for you.
yeah, well, yeah, and you should actually have this needs to be carried away too. We need to
Yeah.
plan for this water to go somewhere.
So
We've got gutter system
Yeah,
and
gutter.
downspouts here.
Yeah, gutter.
because the slope is that way. Okay, good. So this needs to have a nice 1% slope, I
Yeah,
guess. I don't
yeah.
know, 1 or 2%. We'll have to see what's best.
Okay, 1% is okay. One.
And then on top of that, we're gonna build something that has space in between it, so the water that gets on the roof deck goes down below the roof deck, down below the decking, onto this roof deck and out.
Yeah.
So there's no water that will accumulate on
Okay.
top of the roof deck.
I think I have to slope, go there and there.
Yeah, the more the merrier. All right. Okay, I think that's enough for right now. We're not going to be there for. a while.
And this the column of this area because we didn't see the column now in this area we didn't see. But for me, I think I have to reduce also that column. This 2 columns there in this area.
Say that again now. Oh,
In the area of the roof, we have no more roof column in this area. You see that in the structural. This.
yeah, the railings need to
Yeah.
connect on that column.
We make it 300. The 2
Oh,
columns.
it's the same column. You're just going to make
Yeah.
it smaller.
Yeah,
You're going to reduce it to a
300. Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yun ang
okay.
kasi
You're
na.
going to reduce it so it's the same size as the railing.
Okay.
We'll talk about this. So we're going to make them all 2.21, and then it's going to have 2 inch
Plus 2 inch.
for the jams.
Yeah.
So where they switch between millimeters and inches.
The white is the same. 90.
You add 2 inches to the width as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But no changes in the point 19.
that's because that's a 3.0.
Okay.
Yep. So D2 hollow core main entrance. D2. Where did okay, that door? That door we're not doing. We're not putting that door
for
in.
the
Yeah.
drivers.
No, it's for the entry closet, but we're not building.
Okay.
We're not building that.
Yeah,
closet.
yeah. That is the
So-
storage.
So
So,
let me go back to where's my window schedule here again. Let me take this. So cross out D2.
cross out.
Just put it next to the put it next to it like that. Yeah. Okay. And then D3. I'm not exactly sure why, but cross that one out.
Also.
Yeah. And then D4. We're gonna make 83.
83.
Yep. And then this sliding door,
183.
183. Yep. And then D, that was D5, right?
D5.
Yeah, D6 is 75, 0.75 or whatever you want to call it. And remember the heights, all the heights are 2.21, right?
All
Yeah. What does 2.21 work out to be? Oh, you have my phone. Can you figure what is 2.21 in English? In inches,
inches.
feet, inches. I
I think
can't.
it is more than 7 inches, 7 feet. Because 200 tail is 7 feet.
Okay, it's going to be break time and meeting time now, but I wanted to show you the sky. Here's the. I mean, it's cloudy. It's 3 p.m. But this is the month of June, the beginning of June, and we are now in the beginning of the rainy season, and that lasts till September, October, or something like that. And then our typhoon season begins around July and goes till about November-ish, September. We've been having a lot of rain. It's been raining, and when it rains here sometimes it just dumps in sheets. But, it's life in the Philippines. So. Okay, well, it's time for a break. These guys go across the street and they help support the neighborhood local businesses. I think they probably sell water. It's your favorite time of the week, next to Thursday. Well, here comes the rain. So, it dumps like this sometimes, like for just 10 minutes and sometimes an hour, but it doesn't usually go all that long. And fortunately, these guys are working under cover mostly. I'm going to walk over there and see. Coming pretty fast. Oh, it's dry right here. No leaks. Oh, and they've excavated for the footing out here too for the mechanical room that I was mentioning. And the overhang is the roof for the mechanical room. And this will be the parking area. You should be able to get 2 tandem cars in here. Yeah, we're perfect. We're going to just go right over the top of this the cistern.